Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are here at Cloud Expo Europe 2016 in Frankfurt, second day already. And now I have as a guest Daniel Sazbon, Chairman from SNIA, Storage Networking Industry Association. Well, a lot of our readers will know you, will know what SNIA is doing. Nevertheless, can you explain a little bit what SNIA is doing for the storage industry?
Thank you very much, Engelbert, for inviting me. I'm very glad to be here to share with you a few ideas of where the IT infrastructure is going, where the storage in particular, storage technology is going. SNIA Europe is a vendor-neutral organization. In the world, it's about 3,600 professionals. In Europe, it's about 100 companies and individuals that are reading and touching regularly SNIA Europe. SNIA Europe promotes industry standards. We are very involved into data management, into flash technology, into software-defined, really into the technologies that bring the new IT into reality.
As we said, we are here on a storage show. Storage is right now changing a little bit the landscape and the technical things. What from your viewpoint are the most important things?
Yeah, storage is changing very rapidly. We're seeing a very fast evolution towards flash technology. Today we are seeing a very fast adoption of flash. It's bringing economies of scale, economies of performance into the application levels that are phenomenal versus traditional hard disk drive. So we're really seeing lots of applications now using flash technology as a component, and even a shrinkage of the different tiers of storage into what I would call a single tier vision. We're not yet there. A lot has to do with the cost of ownership, but it has proven very, very beneficial for companies to adopt flash technology. We are also seeing that the opportunity is phenomenal. We're seeing sub-second response time for end users in many critical applications. We're seeing web applications that can reach new customers because they have much more performance and capacity. So flash is really a very good technology to deploy.
When we see such a lot of changes in the storage industry and in technical things, what does it mean for the IT professional, for the IT administrator in his data center?
It means a lot of changes too, and I would also mention the evolution to software-defined technologies. We have seen IT and storage in particular go from direct attach to networked attach to then virtualized to now what is called software-defined, which really means to adopt a virtual environment instead of a physical environment, and to place resources where they are best in terms of cost, in terms of performance, in terms of access. And so the role of the IT professional is becoming more a role of a services-oriented professional rather than an acquisition of technology professional. The cloud has lots of implications into the way we administer resources, the way where they are placed, the way where they are accessed and protected. And so all of the automation technologies coming about mean that the IT professional is more monitoring resources rather than creating resources, is more looking at SLAs, service level agreements towards their customers versus delivering on terabytes or delivering throughputs per se. It's more of a virtualized environment, a little bit the evolution, I would say, similar to what happened in the mobile phone industry, where 10, 15 years ago there was a device called a mobile phone. Today, the phone aspect of it is maybe 10% of this device we all have now today. The same evolution is happening to the IT professionals. It's more about managing applications, managing SLAs. It's about bringing access to resources that are anywhere.
Some people say that evolution of Flash and the market penetration of Flash right now has made the cloud only available. Is it true?
I would say there is a lot of cloud economies of scale. However, many companies need, either for their security requirements or because of legal requirements, to keep a lot of their applications and data on-premise. And so we will always see hybrid clouds, I think, being the most adopted model. However, it makes a lot of sense to place data and to place applications in the cloud and to consider them as a service, with software as a service. I would even say data as a service, because there is a lot of economies of scale. Many companies don't have the ability to manage their data. And as we all know, data now is at the heart of any company, small or big. Therefore, for the big companies who have skills, who have resources, hybrid clouds make perfect sense. For smaller companies, it makes a lot of sense for them to really consider cloud as their service providers.
You just mentioned also, especially for cloud service providers, there's object storage is very, very important. And you mentioned that SNIA is in defining standards. One of the standards is Swordfish, codename Swordfish. Can you explain a little bit what does it mean for the end user?
Yes, it's very interesting because object storage is becoming more and more important, and there are different vendors implementing different solutions. The role of SNIA is to canalize the energy towards a unified approach around the management of objects, and that is Swordfish. We are using standard technology in order to define how would objects appear to applications, how would objects be referenced, would be protected, security around it, and that's Swordfish. In a way, we will have in the future applications that use pictures, videos, data from databases, SAP, that will use any kind of database relationships, but still will be able to implement in a cloud object-oriented applications using standard technology. One of the interesting applications that SNIA is working on is object drives. In a way, it is to bring the intelligence of the access and the service levels into the flash drive or any drive, so that objects can be accessed, read, can be archived, can be protected, can be given into different media without the application knowing it. So that is, in a way, Swordfish, and I believe this will be a major development in the next few years.
What is the current version of Swordfish?
Swordfish is today in its specifications level. It has not been adopted. SNIA is also working on a specification called Redfish as well, which is the first step into putting objects together into a JavaScript object-oriented view. And then the work effort around Swordfish has only started now. It's less than a year old.
When can we expect a kind of a version what companies could adopt?
I think there are initial specifications, a very little part that has been already done this year. I think we can expect a major part of swordfish to see light next year, 2017.
Thank you, Mr. Sazbon, for this very interesting interview. This was speicherguide.de from Cloud Expo Europe 2016 in Frankfurt, and we had Daniel Sazbon, chairman of SNIA, as our interview partner. Thank you very much for listening, and you will find more interviews on our YouTube channel.